Hello everybody. I have to make sure this goes back up to the top so I can actually like properly do this and get that. There we go. Cool. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Treasure of the Lost Legion. It's time for our second hour. They are dealing with Maximilian, the crazy, seemingly undead guy, and they've just overcome the powerful and mighty Cuddles, who probably would have torn them apart if he wasn't like very old. Like, you know, exceptionally old. Like, if we were comparing bear to human years, he'd be like 100 in bear years, you know, or something. In good health for his age, but still pretty old.
He'd be more unbearable if he was younger?
Yes. Anyway.
That was barely a joke.
The bear puns will continue, I'm sure.
So will the egg buns.
Of course. So, it does look like there is, like, a passageway to another kind of, courtyard area that, like, there's, like, a wall with a big arch, and there's another courtyard beyond it that seems to lead out of this area.
I will look for traps.
Okay. Okay, I mean, it looks as if there is something here, but it is not turned on or activated. It looks as if a portcullis or something can fall down and block the path if need be.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Trapping you in an area, perhaps with some kind of horrible danger, or preventing you to escape the terrifying claws of Cuddles or something like that, you know. Which...
This entire time that we're walking, Oleg is going to try and keep a conversation going with Maximilian.
Okay.
Just basically preventing him from
do you want to make
anything.
any kind of special check along with it? You could try. Either deception or persuasion.
I mean, really just a conversation about anything. It's like, oh, yes, I see you're also a aficionado about traps.
Give
Let
me
me
an
tell you what I've
insight
learned.
check along the way then, if you're keeping up a conversation.
21.
Okay. You get the feeling that, for one thing, he seems a little bored. And also, he finds it, like, you know, the conversation interesting, you know, as if, like, you feel as though he's, like, he's picking up, like, he's almost, you're, like, developing a repertoire with him or something, you know.
It's like, oh, I haven't talked to someone in 200 years. Someone's speaking with me.
So, you'll be able to travel on for a while, and I'm just gonna sort of give that Kellen, you will be able to overcome the next couple of obstacles he puts in the way, because they are pretty terrible. And you'll kind of push through, and you'll get to an area that appears to be the end of this stalagmite area. So it has like a passageway leading off to, it looks like another one of the areas, like another bridge. This is like a very long bridge, because these areas are pretty well spread apart. So they've got these like kind of like thin 15 foot wide. They don't appear to be very thin stone that kind of stretch off like wide across these things.
I'll take the lead and make sure, one, it's not trapped. Two,
there's something before it. Yeah. For a second.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As you're approaching it, you will see like a Maximilian appear on the top of like the remaining kind of archway with a flourish and like another puff of smoke, as he'll yell, "Behold, my ultimate doom of you! You have overcome everything I have thrown against you. But behold!" As you kind of snap some fingers, and a set of portcullis fall at either end of you, and he creates it, and all of a sudden, like, you see like coming kind of like falling down, almost like to about like maybe 20 feet above all of you, with this kind of like thwung, is this like massive ball of stone with spikes on it hanging above you. It's like, "You will surely not be able to overcome this. At the snap of my fingers, it will fall and crush all of you instantaneously. You've fallen into my most devious of traps of them all."
How big are the cross hatches on the portcullises?
I mean, you're probably small enough you could squeeze through them in comparison to everyone else. But the other people would not be.
Oleg just like raises his hand and looks towards Maximilian. Yes, Maximilian. Before you crush us under this mighty ball, yes, this is quite the trap. Would it be okay if we contact our ship first and just inform them what's going on? That way they know your greatness.
I mean, I don't really need anyone to know my greatness.
But
What's the point of all this then?
what's the point of all this then?
We're all like, wait, what?
I only need to prove my greatness to my great Lord Astral, who has put me in charge of this place.
Yes, and he like looks up and like waves his finger around. It's like, yeah, so we're actually flying in space, so we kind of have the same lord here. And they would like to inform, you know, the lord that you were doing quite well.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
How does that not make any sense? It makes
I can
perfect
contact him all I want. I have ways of doing it. I am powerful and magical.
I'm
it's
shooting through a
deep
portcullis
across
hole while this is going on.
Yeah, so
Alright,
Oleg
make a
is going to like
stealth
arc
then.
back and forth
Yeah.
with him as Oleg's doing this.
God damn!
Whisper's just sitting there, like, watching,
Okay.
like,
Hey, stay here and get crushed.
No,
Don't
remember,
make-
he's a child. Don't mind him.
He's
he's
Children
a
are
child
good.
Why
clone.
did you bring a child with? Make a deception check on the child thing then, because he might actually try to
No,
believe you.
because this is an ongoing thing with Oleg. I demand advantage.
Sure, I guess you would pretty probably believe it at this point in time. You've been saying it enough.
Fuck yes.
All right,
Yes, well, why are you trying to crush a child?
why did you bring a child with you into this place? This place is hard enough going into it, yet you bring a child here? That just seems foolish.
I'm curious.
Yes,
Fine. You go sit over there on the passageway. I'm keeping an eye out on you. Right over there. Quickly. Now.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you
It's a
stay
cool
there
bear.
while I crush and kill these other ones, and then I will banish you back to somewhere or something.
But that's my mom and dad.
You see, like, the
I
biggest
feel
eyebrow raise from Whisper, and she, like, looks at you and, like, if looks could kill.
Yeah.
He's gonna like,
it's like,
look. He's gonna kind of like look at him, look back at you two, and he's like, "I'm very sorry."
Don't kill my kid.
Adopted.
Why?
because every child needs a good figure. I mean, this is how we came to worship the same lord.
But I don't worship Lord Astral. He's my emperor and master, and put me in charge of this job.
That. Do you talk to him by yourself?
I mean,
Do you ask him for things?
no, it's a job.
How much does he
And
pay?
It was a great honor. Why
So
would it
it's-
not be an honor to serve your lord?
It is. It's why we're adventuring. We're actually trying to, right now, for Lord Astral, get back with our ship. That way we can continue our task with Lord Astral.
That doesn't seem correct.
How does that...
Look. Wait here for a minute. I'll be back.
No, just take your time. Remember, Lord Astral's a very busy person.
He'll kind of puff away and smoke.
He just like
Not like
looks
we
towards
can go-
Stella.
Okay, while he's
and looks-
gone, I'm
it's
going to
like,
start searching
let's-
around if there's a way to raise the portcullis.
Okay.
I'm gonna start looking away to just disable this trap.
Okay. All right. give
I'm
me
gonna check on my egg.
It seems fine.
Okay.
It seems very well, nicely wrapped. Okay. Go log if you want to give me perception too.
All right.
Hmm.
Because I have a great perception of +3.
Yeah, the two of you are like, I can't find anything. If there's some kind of mechanism, you can't notice it directly.
How old is... What is the portcullis made out of?
Metal. It actually seems to be, it still seems like old, but it seems in better shape than a lot of the other things because it's metal.
Wait, where was he standing?
On an archway.
Yeah, like this is just like an open, these have been like a series of mostly open courtyards that probably, some of these courtyards may have actually been buildings at one time that are now just so collapsed they look like courtyards. Other ones are actually like courtyards.
Maximilian? I know you're listening. Is there a place that I could stay? I am quite old for my age. Is there just while we wait for you to talk, is there a waiting area that we could be?
It's like it's like it takes another minute, and it's like, just sit on some rubble. There
Oh, that's
probably is,
uncomfortable, though.
It'll only be for a few minutes.
Just sit on some rubble. I don't think Lord Astral's gonna like hearing about this.
This doom is very inhospitable. I'm going to be. I would like to speak with Lord Astral when you're done and inform him how inhospitable this doom has been. But, I don't know if we actually worship Lord Astral or whatever. Oleg definitely probably doesn't. So.
Oh,
Okay, I have one thing I could do.
Lord Astral's not a deity. It's the name of their like emperor that you heard about.
yeah.
I wasn't sure. Okay.
How wide is how long is the corridor there in between the two cullises?
It's
Do not blow me up.
probably like that same 15 feet. But it's probably 15 feet by, we'll say, like 25. It's a little taller than most pathways.
Does it look like if the rock falls, it's just gonna
It's the kind
actually
of
not do anything?
Well, no, this one actually does look threatening. Like, if it would fall, it would be kind of like a... You might get lucky and not have it land on you, but it is probably would fill up
Could
this
you
kind
guys
of thing.
climb up the portcullises?
Oh, I can.
Can we?
I had a better idea. I could climb up and you could
Can
pass
we
me one of
all
your
walk
pittons, and I could
that?
use it to like basically pin it to the ceiling, so when it releases it, it doesn't actually fall.
I was gonna say can we just have someone go
Well,
over to the left?
it's
over
actually-
the left when we're all in the safe area.
Well, the thing about this is it's like, you're in like we'll say like 30 by 30 room, and it's like a 30-foot diameter gigantic stone thing, you know? So it is like massively huge, and it seems to be hanging from the stalagmite above. Basically, it was like, setting this up seems way too unnecessarily elaborate, kind of thing.
I could try to blow up the portcullis.
I don't like that idea.
Neither do I.
All right, so I'm gonna climb up the wall
You can easily do that.
and get up to like kind of like investigate it closer to see if there's any way I could like jam it so it can't release.
If you could somehow get to it, because it is still hanging above you, like, and there is no direct, like, passage to it, you'd have to somehow, like, get up to it from here. Since it's on, like, the stalagmite, on this, like, massive, like, couple thousand-foot stalagmite-stalactite combination, you know?
Ah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it is, like, it is still pretty close to you, so if, like, you could somehow, like, throw something to attach to it, maybe, you could reach something with, like, a rope or a grappling hook, but it's, like, you're not sure if you could catch one of these stone, like the spikes coming off of it or not. Maybe?
Maybe?
But, I mean, like, where you're at, you're probably safe anyway, because it's, like, as soon as you climbed out of there, you're, like, on a wall, which, it looks like it's falling into the area where you were at, basically. And it would be contained by the walls, you know?
Well, if Olog could just climb up
Yeah, if
the...
we can just because we have a bunch of time. 'Cause
Yeah.
This guy's
Just climb up the freaking...
we're just gonna climb up the thing on the
yeah.
side.
So
Okay.
you're just gonna be hanging on the wall next to me?
Yeah.
Is this like? Is there any like, spectator area?
Spectator area.
Spectator area.
Like
mean, where-
something that they can watch us get crushed at.
I mean, there's some areas that it could have been, but it doesn't look like it's built to be spectator area. It's just like, by chance, it's places that people could sort of stand or sit at.
Okay,
By, like, the ruining of the, like, upper wall around here. That's
so almost like a coliseum, but ruined.
it's a coliseum by chance, I would say, because it's got like the walls that separate this area out from wherever else. You know, you can sit on top of those in a way,
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah, Oleg's just gonna go to one of the safest like places, and just like sit down.
Okay.
Can like pull out a pillow or some shit from his camping gear, just like place it down and sit.
Okay. About a half an hour later, Maximilian will return, and he'll appear with a big puff back where he was once again, and like he'll look around, and I mean, Whisper, where did you climb up at anyway?
Okay, so you said that there was like a little overlook that he was kind of looking into, right? Sorta.
Yes.
Okay, so
Where
I
he's
would
standing.
go like to the opposite side, so I'm out of view, basically. So when he looks in, he can't see me. But I'm like clinging basically on the wall or ceiling on the opposite side of like the stalagmite boulder thing.
Okay.
Stealthing in plain sight.
Yes, that's fine. Roll your stealth.
And as soon as he's back in like sight, Oleg's just gonna start talking to him again. It's like, yes, you've only said that it's going to be a few minutes. Do you really have nowhere that can be more cushion than this?
He's gonna like put up a finger, like look towards you, look down towards there, look towards like I guess Kellen, look around. It's like, what? Where are the other one? How did you? Urgh.
She's a female. She has her own things to do. And he just like does like we don't talk about that.
Where's your mother? Quickly, sort her out so I can crush her.
No.
And like Oleg just like it's like Maximilian, she's dealing with some feminine issues right now.
What? Oh.
Feminine
Oh.
issues.
I was once married once. I know these things. Do not worry about yourself with your concerns here. Once long ago, I had a beautiful wife. Let me tell you a story about her.
Then Oleg sits there and like listens and
Oh
it's
gosh.
like
No,
eyes
stop
darting like
him.
back and forth. Please whisper. Do whatever you're doing.
I'm not finding anything.
He goes into express detail too, unnecessary detail too.
So is he in between the portcullises then on the
He'd
archway?
be standing above the portcullis, literally, like on
But
the
on the
wall
inside.
above it,
Right, on the inside though, right?
not on the inside.
Oleg's entire plan
Like,
here is
there's
just
this stone wall
distraction.
that has the portcullis in the middle of it.
Oh, he's
And
just on top of the giant
It's like
wall.
he's on top of the giant wall. Where Oleg is also on top of the giant wall, basically because he climbed up there, which is out of the way of the giant ball of death. No one's in the way of the giant ball of death anymore.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm gonna message to Kellen and ask Kellen if he has any ideas about what we're gonna do. Like, does he see any levers or anything?
Well, since we had plenty of time, could I have taken a 20 around the area that I was in?
Yeah, I mean there's like a 1,000-foot long bridge that you basically, as on the other side of the portcullis, starts. That's where you were at. You were basically
and
said
there's-
to, like,
but there's
sit on the
nothing right
bridge.
outs-
You basically said,
There's nothing right outside that area at all.
I mean, you can look down into the chasm of doom, which appears to be around you, but you're not sure how far that goes down.
No.
Chasm of Doom.
It probably would hurt a lot to fall that distance.
Yes. Could I attempt to try to climb the outside of the portcullis and try to get up behind him?
I mean, if you wanted to right now, you probably could.
I will try.
He's just talking to Oleg right now.
So I guess that would be athletics, won't it?
Yes.
Oh, here goes nothing.
Oh goody.
14.
You could probably climb up. I mean, it's not that difficult.
Yay. Can I try to do it stealthily?
Sure. It's probably not very stealthily, so we'll take that. Anyway,
Sure.
so yeah. Child, don't climb up here. Bad child. Come on now. Stay down.
I'm gonna hug his leg. I'm gonna hug his leg.
Okay. You don't feel good by hugging his leg.
Yeah, I had the feeling that was gonna happen.
Yep.
So
Rest in
That's
peace,
a
Kellen.
thing.
make
Life drain.
make a Constitution
word.
save.
I'm also gonna yell, Uncle Maxie!
Okay.
Gosh.
All right. He's like, not again. As you will freeze up and be paralyzed. He's like, oh.
Is
Shit,
young
shit.
Kellen okay down there?
He will be eventually. Sorry.
Oleg like gets up and
It's
like starts walking.
reflexive.
Could you open that up so I can check on him?
Okay, question. If I try to use message to him, can you tell where a message spell is coming from?
I don't think so.
Okay, so he's just gonna hear in his head like this angry like, "What did you do to my son?"
Look, it's reflexive. He should have known better than to grab my leg.
Yeah, sure. Just, I know. It happened. Don't worry about it. She's very defensive of the adopted child.
Let me
No,
just
and he just like motions
let me
towards the
just,
portcullis.
let me just he'll like try he'll like push him down the leg, you know, like try to get him off.
Like peeling him off.
Like, well, it's not even peeling because he can't move him. He's stuck
Yeah.
in that position, so he's just kind of like pulling his leg out of a sock or pants leg or something, you know. Except it's a gnome. He's like, I'll just
Is he going to lift the portcullis at any time? So
he's just gonna put him down there and be like, look, let's this might be a while. Why don't we oh, I feel bad now.
is there a place that we can
Yeah.
sit for a while?
Yeah. Where's your wife?
And he just shrugs. We're in the issues.
Well, get her to come over here already.
Issues.
She can take care of it. We'll go somewhere nice. We'll get you some tea or something. We'll get
And
back to
we'll
your
just-
doom later after the kid gets better.
Get back to your doom later. We'll reschedule.
See, I was a good distraction.
You're now frozen.
You are paralyzed.
But I was a good distraction.
I'll message Olag. Should I come out now?
You just see like if you can see Oleg, he just goes, I don't know.
Can you give me a couple of Constitution saves? I want to see how long this will take for you to get unparalyzed.
Oh, I thought you meant me for a second.
Yeah, I thought we were all gonna make it.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Keep going on it. I'll keep track of how many minutes this is gonna be.
9 again. It's gonna be a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a while. Yep.
All right. So okay, that's enough. We'll just
A long time.
you can eventually do it even with your +0, so it is possible without rolling. I guess without it's within your possibility, but you'll be paralyzed for quite a while. So,
I could just roll 10 20s and see what happens.
sure, try rolling 10 20s and we'll see what happens.
Gonna be all at once.
that would be wonderful. Oh.
Yeah, but does he like lift the portcullis up or anything?
Okay. I mean, no. You're on top of the wall with him, and
Oh, we're on the wall with him.
yeah, you
are.
You
and I'm on
climbed
the opposite side.
and she's on the opposite side. Technically, I guess up on the wall too. Just sort of hidden.
Oh, in that case, yeah, Oleg's just gonna go over and just pick Kellen up and just over the
Does the
shoulder.
18 actually do it?
You will find out shortly how long it will take.
Uh-oh.
Shortly, 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
You're
Nice.
5 hours later.
you will recover. It's gonna take time.
A while.
It's a thing.
In that case, Oleg's just holding Kellen,
But I made him feel bad.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Do you have a spare bedroom or something?
Yeah.
Something we can
I have
stow
a
him.
place we can place him down until he recovers. Yes.
And yeah, Oleg makes.
Bring your wife
way.
in. I will take us to my abode.
All right.
She's
So
not actually my. It's complicated.
you hear it in your face. Shut up, Olag. Just go with it for now. It's working.
He totally botched his ability to insight on you because I rolled low.
Awesome.
He has +9 and you rolled a 20. He very much believes you are a family.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so after a few minutes, I will scurry down and drop to the floor
Okay.
and just be like, okay, and go stand and wait by the portcullis to go. For me.
He'll be like, come back up here, or come up here, cat lady.
And she's gonna give him a sour look and be like, you turned my son to stone and you won't
He's
even
not
open a door for
stone!
me.
And besides, we're not walking.
Yeah, she's honey. He's going
we
to
don't
teleport us.
use
It's-
roads.
Oh,
We
God.
use magic.
Fine. So she'll climb up and she still has that angry mom face.
Away! and you find yourself basically teleported to another location. There appears to be some kind of like magical circle on the ground where you appear at, and would best be described as a quaint abode. There's you're like in what appears to be like the magical circle and a small kind of drawing room area almost, with some tables, chairs, like a small bookshelf with some old books which seem like they're gonna fall apart at the blow of the wind, you kind of thing, you know. He's like, I haven't had guests in quite some time. You go ahead and make yourself at home in these chairs, fine cat lady. My good friend, come with me and let us put your son on a bed so he may rest.
Well, he's more of a, adopted grandson, but then, yeah, he just, like, follows.
You know, I am a grandfather, too. Well, I believe it would be great. He'll be going on for a while.
Like, every time he says great, Oleg, like,
yes.
Like,
it's like,
great.
He'll take you to the bed, and then
great.
he'll come back, and he'll still be going, great grandson.
Yeah, sure.
He does sometimes come by and visit.
Oh, that's actually quite nice.
I know.
I wish my actual grandchildren would visit me more, but then he just, like, shrugs.
At least you have the adopted one.
Yeah.
That bad?
And, yeah, Oleg just, like, nods.
Ugh.
And it's really for her.
Now that you're close to him, you can probably tell with enough time he is indeed a Lich. And he appears... And, no, there's something unusually familiar about him. He looks kind of fox-like.
You turned him into a lich.
No.
Yes,
Not my Zirin.
Zirin, his great.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I was
great,
about to ask.
Great.
By any chance, is great, and like he is actually going to count all those greats out.
Yeah.
Where
It's like another 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he named? I forgot the guy's name. It's in my
Zirin.
notes. Zirin.
Yes. How did you know?
Oh, we've met him before.
Oh.
He
Are
actually
you
brought us
friends?
here. Yes.
Oh.
Actually. Well,
Why don't you say so in the first place? I wouldn't have spelled your doom.
Well, and he like leans towards Maximilian, and it's like, well, seeing as we're not actually together, and he kind of looks at the tabaxi, just like mouse over Zirin, and then, huh?
Oh.
Oh.
I see what it is.
Everybody's
She's your
trying to
adopted
set me up.
daughter. You are such
Yes.
a great thing.
Yes, I'm the grandfather, and he like motions towards his gray beard.
Yeah. He's gonna kind of put his arm on your shoulder. Don't worry about it. I'm in control.
Do I get paralyzed?
No. He's like, I just don't like children touching me anymore after a long time. Anyway, but it's like,
Whoa.
so
Well,
I guess we're going to be related then. Excellent.
Yeah. And
And
Like,
Whisper's
Oleg
just sitting
pulls,
there
like, a
watching.
flask
Her
out.
ears are like flattened, and she's just like, I hate you guys.
hey, to be fair, you two are going to get married someday.
You know we are, but
In Whispered there. But yeah, Oleg like pulls out his flask and like takes a sip of it and then offers it to Maximilian.
No, thank you. But I think I have something a little better if you would like it.
It's a celebration. We're meeting family.
All right. He'll probably bring some kind of well-aged, preserved alcohol of, like, indeterminate age and share it with you. How much do you wish to drink?
a lot at this point.
All right. We'll just say you get drunk.
Yeah, Whisper's just like,
Yeah.
I hate these people.
Eventually, though, Kellen will recover. And Kellen, you were aware of everything going on.
I figured.
Yes. So you know how to get back to everyone else. But you were basically, like, in a hugging position for, like, we'll say, like, an hour. You know? You kind of feel really, like, your muscles ache all over.
I'm just gonna lay down.
Yeah.
Just gonna lay there for a while and be like,
Yeah, because, you know, being in the same position for such a long time, oh, that's so awful.
And
Yep.
he was perfectly aware of everything. It's just sort of like,
Stuck.
Oh, this sucks.
because you probably had like your mouth is probably really dry because you were saying something while hugging him, so your mouth is like probably open the entire time with like this like kiddish look of like, oh.
See, this is why you take Olag with you, because he will distract the fuck out of liches.
You act senile and old, and he actually is senile and old.
After
Exactly.
about 15 minutes of laying there, I'll make my way out.
Your mouth is probably still fairly dry.
Is there anything left in the bottle at that point?
Probably not. I'm guessing the tabaxi is probably really drunk, and the dwarf is probably a little buzzed. Because dwarf.
Yeah.
You're too young, anyways.
I'm 45!
Hey, to a lich and a dwarf, that is still young.
Mm-hmm. He's like 20,000 years old, you know?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get some water at least?
Oh, yes. He'll wave some hands, and like a water will sort of float over to you and be dropped in front of you.
That wave some hands.
You're dismissed.
You're dismissed. You may go, child.
No, not you, not the child.
Oh.
Ah, yes, unseen servant, then.
Indeed.
Ah, quite useful. That is one spell I've not been able to master myself.
It's actually not as good as you'd think. It's very dumb. Doesn't clean my underrobes as well as I would like it. At my age, you need a good silky smooth to keep the preserved skin in good condition.
Oleg just he knowingly nods, like he knows exactly what he's talking about. It's like, yes, I can see that. Now, your grandson, why don't you have him take your silken robes and bring them to the village to be washed there?
There's a village?
Yes, there's a quite small city there, actually.
Oh.
Maybe you should visit some.
I remembered a few stayed on the surface. But I guess it's been enough years that we probably would not be angry at them anymore. Back in my day, when there was the Great Separation, we disliked them for it.
Oleg actually takes his journal and quill out and is like, yes, actually, I'm quite curious about that. It's unfortunately, kids these days don't learn about this stuff, and I would like to actually write down your story of the Great Age and the Great Separation. That way, we may teach it to young children so they can have respect.
The stories should be told.
Exactly, that's my point. And it's
Whisper goes
the
looking
modern
for
school
more
days
booze.
nowadays. Yeah, it's like Oleg goes on this spiel of these kids, they're not getting taught.
He'll probably start in detail about his early life, and it's
As that's going on, I'm going to investigate the hell out of this place.
Yeah.
Yep.
This place.
Oleg is running distraction again, and he's everything down.
This place, you will get a good sense of it. There doesn't seem to be a way out. Is the best way you can tell. Maybe the circle. You're not quite sure. It seemed like you entered into there. Maybe there's a magic connected to it or something. You're not sure how it works or anything. But that seems to be the only way. Because you teleported to there.
Right. I'm gonna spend some time and detect magic around the place.
Yeah, that definitely has magic to it. Other than that, there does seem to be some low-level magic on the entire place entirely. And there does seem to be, a number of, bedrooms, a small kitchen area with a pantry that seems to have some kind of magic for preserving stuff in it. So it's got some stuff that's basically been kept for who knows how long.
Too long.
Do we see any alcohol anywhere?
You cannot find his stash of alcohol. You're not sure where he got it.
This guy's the worst.
I know.
I want to drink.
I mean, you will find, a smaller study, and there seems to be another room beyond there, but, by room, I mean it's there's a stone archway where there should be a door, and then just a stone wall in place with that. And even if you take time to investigate it, it looks like there might be a door there, but you don't actually see a door. And there does seem to be some kind of spell to it. No, actually, no. You wouldn't detect that. You would detect the latent magic, but it itself does not seem to have anything there.
Is there any place to stick a crystal?
No.
Damn.
That's my. I'm gonna hold up my ring and I'm gonna drunkenly pop it against the wall.
You like
Just
punch
like a
the
boop.
wall. You're like trying to do it. You're like
What about
No,
the
no,
egg?
like gentle.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
gentle. Boop.
boop.
Oh,
Nothing seems to
by the
happen.
way, if you want, I have a bag of holding now. You can totally put your statue and stuff in that for now, and if you don't want to be carrying it.
Drunken whisper like lolls her eyes over to you, and she's like, "I got it.
Okay.
Got the
Now-
egg."
Yeah, like as we're talking about the egg, and as Maximilian's like writing down his stuff, he just like puts his finger up real quick and says, "Oh, just a quick side note. Do you know what this orb is?" And he like.
I
motions
don't have it
to
out. It's in my bag right now.
Oh yeah, he points towards the bag, and then
What?
looks at.
The bag that I'm carrying around closely, because
Yeah.
it's not leaving me.
Yes, it seems to have put her in some type of loving trance of this little orb thing.
Babies.
Yay big.
Perhaps you could show it to me.
And he like looks over at Whisper.
Grumpy face whisper. Very grumpy face. She'll like pull it out, and she's gonna stay like on the other side of the room though, and just hold it out. This.
She's quite defensive over it.
Huh. Fascinating. Fascinating. I'm not sure. I could try to find out what it is, but I have not seen anything like it myself.
Oh, interesting. We actually found it in the cave after killing this, and he like.
Are you gonna
tentacle
tell him our whole
crab
life
thing.
story?
Yes, most likely.
Oh, Uncle Maxie, do you know what this is? I'm gonna pull out the this holy symbol I found.
No idea. Sorry,
Okay.
kid.
Sorry, kid.
And you
Yeah.
feel funny.
Oleg just like shrugs. If you wish to paralyze him, and he just. You know.
I think we'll be fine without.
Supposed to
that.
paralyze him again. Paralyzing my child.
It's probably for the best I don't.
Might have
Why do you-
lasting effects.
Why do you feel so funny?
Well, you see, my great power within me can cause those around me to freeze up, allowing me to rend their souls from their bodies if needed.
That's
I'm
not
gonna put the egg
nice.
back away and start wandering around again.
And yeah, he goes back to taking the notes down for the guy.
You'll be able to actually probably roll history checks on some of this civilization without, well, some to a degree, without quite as much of a DC anymore. You'll learn a few things. Yes.
Woohoo!
I'm gonna be listening in on it.
I'm
I mean,
not.
it's a lot of his daily activities. I mean, he goes through, like, probably, like, if you really want to sit down for it, he'll probably go through, like, the first 30 years of his life in, like, 8 hours.
Well,
Oh,
I
100%.
was a librarian, so
Yeah.
history
I like
is
stories.
Write
to
notes
me.
in this party.
Yeah.
So all like he's like skipping the super boring details, but it's like, oh hey, you killed someone on this day. That's actually kind of interesting. Or you
You
graduated from this school.
Yeah. You will learn a couple of things that I guess will be very important to learn. You will learn, and you can probably ask questions about it. You'll easily be able to learn a little bit more about their crystal-based technology. If you wanted to
That's actually what I was aiming for too.
I want to know
it
about that.
It appears that from their first colony on that air planet that you went to, they were exploring space a little bit, and on a sphere nearby, another crystal sphere, they discovered a strange planetoid that was almost made completely of a strange crystalline substance, like probably 50% crystal, 50% rock, and they found out that it was able to vastly absorb magical power, and this was the first crystals that they found, that they were able to store magic for later using these, that they would mine them. Now, apparently more nowadays, like, he does tell, like, Like, he does mention that he knows that, like, there's more... Nowadays, they don't mine them anymore. We figured out ways to sort of, like, create them through magic itself that, you know, can crystallize it after, you know, research into the magical properties of it, you know, kind of thing. But for a long period of time, they mined these strange crystals.
I'm, like, jotting down everything about crystals.
Yes, and yeah, actually, Olag looks towards Maximilian and looks towards Cuddles. Yes, actually, this young lad here is quite the engineer. If you could actually show him or teach him more about it, then he like shrugs. It's like it's the education system.
Yeah,
It's like they're not teaching that.
He
at school.
will be able to explain a little bit, but he seems to not be an expert on that. It seems like he went specifically into more of a magical field, like deeply into it. As like I previously said, it seems like all of them in this civilization developed a level of magical power. It's just that most of them kept it for like, I use magic in my daily life to make it easier kind of thing, you know.
Like unseen servant.
Yeah, like making unseen servants, or, you know, various other little cantrips and, like, first and second level spells that you could just use. Mixtures of some persons went divine, some persons went arcane, depending on kind of what they connected to easier kind of things.
Uncle Maxie, once the spell's put in, can it be taken back out?
No, it's converted to pure magical energy. The spell components of it are removed by the crystal itself, and it's reduced to magic. But not any spell can be added into it. There was a process for channeling into that made it more efficient in the later things. Traditionally, you get very little power for just a raw crystal trying to put a spell into it. So basically, when you were just trying to cast a spell into it, you were pretty much like spark plug to an engine kind of thing, you know?
That makes sense.
It's not a lot of power. It doesn't efficiently absorb it. There is like a process to channeling spells that they discovered.
What about
Which again,
when the crystals
he knows
don't
very little
work?
of the technically side. Eventually, it runs out of. Eventually it can, you know, its own magical properties can wear out. Basically, it can use up that, and then it has to be replaced. Hence, they became the need for more and more mines for a while before they came up with techniques to reduce the mining completely. Any other interesting aspects of their civilization or history that you want to know about in particular?
No.
Okay.
Oh, he did say the underground people. That's kind of interesting.
Why was there a separation of the peoples?
Oh, the basic story will be that originally they settled on that air world, and they then discovered the mining area. They decided that the expansion they had was not good enough for the land they did, so they decided to expand to the water world, which they thought they could build into these caverns. But there were instabilities in the caverns that were causing the kind of collapses that they had when they built these cities, that they decided they needed to abandon even here. So that's when they moved on to the next cities, which he doesn't actually have a lot of information about. He basically says that when Lord
Solaris or
Astral.
Astral. I knew it was something that sounded like a sun.
Yeah, it's like the astral plane. It's basically he's like named like. I guess like there's I have to remember I have to look it up. I have a saying like to go with his like his title that, you know, like his name, like that is his powers is as wide and vast as like the astral plane itself and interconnected to all that it is, kind of thing, you know. If you would ask him about what, like, you know, it seems like if you would ask him about that it's a name he took for himself almost.
And Uncle Maxie, where did you get Cuddles?
Kettles?
Cuddles.
Oh, Cuddles.
I'm trying to do a cute voice.
Okay, yeah. Well, I didn't finish the other thing.
Oh, sorry.
So he was left behind here when this area was abandoned. He knows there is 3 other major colonies of their civilization, including where the Emperor remains.
Where's that?
Again, he'll give like some kind of weird information that you don't understand whatsoever.
Okay.
It's like, okay, you're pretty sure those might be like some kind of coordinate system, but it's like your experience with the navigation charts to a degree that you had with Rachael doesn't match with what he just said there. So it's sort of like, incompatible systems! Yay!
Right. And where'd you get Cuddles?
They're natives. They live in some of the shallower parts of the sea.
Do you know
Oftentimes
where
they
the
like...
docks are?
Oh, yes. We said something about docks, getting some people to pick you. What did you need them for?
We have to meet some people there. It's
Oh.
They're gonna be some of the guests for the bonding ceremony.
Oh, all right. Excellent.
Just play it up.
It's been a while since I've had some good guests here. The last guests weren't quite as kind as you, but they were guests that Lord Astral himself told me to look after while they were passing through. Yes, funny, greenish-skinned folks, pointy teeth, odd folks. They were transporting some kind of large thing with them.
I have something about that in my notes.
Which is a manticore.
Shh, don't mention the manticore.
Were they called orcs?
I don't know what that is.
Green
Oh,
people.
Green
Big
skin,
green
tall,
people.
muscular.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Tusk.
It's been a few years since I saw them. That sounds a lot like them. It could be them. Might not be.
Might not be. Who knows?
But, I mean, last I heard, they were going somewhere a little dangerous to retrieve something for the Lord himself. I guess they made some kind of deal with him for safe passage towards the capital. Well, just a little bit of a rumor, but they say that they were going to the crystal mines, but no one would go there. But they
How
might have
long
been
ago
going...
was that?
Oh, he'll give an age that seems appropriate to your information. Yes. I can't remember how many exact years I put down.
So is Astral, is your Lord Astral as old as you?
He is different than me. His kind lives far longer than any other kind. Millennia even, it is said that he could live to. And he has ruled us for perhaps a millennia, so he's maybe got 1 or 2 more left in him? I don't know. He's as old as I am. He is very old. Older than I.
Does he feel funny too?
Probably not. I don't know. It is said that, rumors say that he is the master of all true magics, and of weaponry itself. So that you could, both sword and spell, he would dominate you over.
I
where are
think
the
Whisper's gonna
docks?
sit over in like a chair and just kind of start dozing off.
Yes,
I'm
you
done.
are probably drunk. Yes. He will be able to inform you how to get to the docks, which doesn't seem very easy from here. He'll probably explain that, like, oh, I can probably take you there. You see, this circle over here allows me to travel to anywhere within the caverns, the cities, and he'll kind of show that he's got some kind of like brace on his arm. This allows me to return here afterwards. I just have to think where it will teleport me to. That way, I do not have to use up my magical powers to travel wherever I want.
Yes, that
Cool.
makes sense, actually. It's unfortunate that, yes, magic is quite a limited resource.
Fortunately for me, I can use my own powers to fuel things when not using them in the course of a day.
Guy is all over the place.
Yeah, I guess, we just, when everyone's awake, we have them take us to the docks.
I'm totally going to pull out one of the good stones I have left and go, can you make it glow?
No.
Aw.
Yeah, just all it goes just taps in. That casts light on it.
Ding.
And he may or
I
may
just
not,
shoot you. I just shoot you a dirty look on that.
and he may or may not be able to tell Whisper what her strange stone is when we return. But why don't we end for this week, because I know, Joe, you have to get up in the morning. So, hey,
Yes.
that was
I
good.
also have to get up in the morning.
Yes. So, all right. So we are definitely off next week, but we're going to try to move into a more bi-weekly schedule. I'm not sure exactly how that is. I will keep an announcement on Twitter. I will let people know, but that's my goal right now, so that I can make my own schedule a little more exact, and so that I won't have to worry about hitting traffic or things like that that may delay me on trips. I'm going to try to skip out on trips on Sundays, basically, so I don't have to worry about them, and we can be back to a regular schedule. So congratulations, everybody. That's going to be wonderful when I can do that. So we'll talk about that, and I'll let everyone know off stream. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me. Why don't we go around and everybody give some information about them? Frank?
Oh, I guess I'm first.
Yeah. Clockwise
Hi,
from me.
everybody.
So
Most of you know me as the wonderful Control Alt Frank, also known as Frank. You can find me at Control Alt Frank on Twitter or /Control Alt Frank on Twitch. We have just announced the new Space Viking community game. Not sure when we're going to have that, but it's called Blood and Glory. It is going to be 4 players, 1 life, 1 tank, 1 crew, and it is going to be a only war 40k setting game where everybody has their own specific vision, except for the tank commander who can see most everything. It's going to be very communicative based, so they have to actually talk to each other, because they might hit the wrong target if the commander tells the gunner to shoot the wrong thing. Oh yes, it's going to be very team based, and got quite a few people actually looking forward to that. Once again, don't know when we're going to do that. I need to find time because I work plus 60 hours a week with 2 full-time jobs. But yeah, you can usually find me over on the Space Viking Discord that Margaret Crone runs. I'm the community manager over there, so feel free to hit me up.
okay, cool. Rachel?
I'm Rachel. I'm part of the Rules as Written podcast on it's on iTunes, and we're on Twitter and everything, so it's just at Rules as Written. We are currently doing our actual play segment where we are playing in a custom world and everything. I'm playing a grumpy Grave of the Domain of the Grave cleric. So she's very much like stick up her butt, doesn't like doing anything. So we got that going on, and then I also am starting recording on my own podcast, which is Epic Endings, and it's going to be 1 player at a time, going through, starting at level 1 all the way up through as many levels as they can get through, but they will be a level 20 character, and it's basically them just trying to see how far they can get before they die.
Cool.
I get to kill them. So, starting recording on that this week.
Awesome. Joe?
I pimp you.
You do.
So you'll see. We're still going to be having. Oh my God, my brain is dead.
Discussing tabletop?
Discussing tabletop on Saturday.
Yep.
Sunday we'll probably be off. I don't know if we'll do anything because
I don't know.
we're doing a belated birthday celebration for Matt because it's his birthday today.
Oh, yes,
Happy
yes.
birthday!
Happy birthday to me.
I'm
yes.
your stripper.
No, thank you.
God.
No, thank you.
Where's the O-log?
Yeah, I mean, we would have left early for Hershey Park if we were to have the game, but we might not just do anything because then we have an excuse to stay later or have a dinner or something on the way back instead. I was thinking about that, so we'll find out. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I'll probably keep everybody informed about discussing tabletop. definitely have the normal stream schedule, which I do have to update the screen schedule on the channel below, but, you know, I will be streaming today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, various things. You know, I am planning on adding in some more role-playing game shows other than just this one. Some of you may have seen some of my other stuff with one-shots and stuff. I'm, you know, might do some more things with various types of one-shots, definitely a lot more of it, and adding it in. And, stuff will be up on the YouTube channel. Also, if you want to check all that out, you can follow on any of those for me. If you're interested in, you know, some support for more one-shots and stuff, I do have that Patreon, which does say that, you know, if I reach certain goals, I'll be getting more materials for one-shots. So if there's interesting role-playing games that you want to, like, see some people run that you don't have time to run yourself or the people to, hey, that might be a way of getting it, you know? There are plenty of other ways to support me, too, but if, you know, anyway, it helps keep things going here, and hopefully at some point soon get some new interesting overlays. It's the big plan to get. So, yep. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Glad to have you. And we'll hopefully see you in 2 weeks' time. We'll plan for it. You know, just watch Twitter. You know, I'll have all the proper announcements about what's going on here. And, you know, have a great evening. Have a great weekend for the rest of it, at least. And I'll probably be back later with some kind of streaming with people. So, but anyway. Night. Bye.
Is there a tornado siren going off?
It is a warning siren. I think it's something to do with calling out the volunteer firefighters. You know, it's from the fire company.
Bye,
Anyway,
everyone.
Bye.